Okay, so today we're practicing lifting a patient, which is a very simple yet very complex task when it comes to EMS. Basically, I have my volunteers, Gary and Amy here. They're going to be showing you the proper lifting technique when dealing with the patient. Basically, what we're just talking about is dealing with the patient and how they're already been strapped down to a gurney and all this. Or strapped down to a backboard. This is one of the last things that you're going to be doing before you transfer them onto a gurney to take to the hospital. So when you guys are doing the lift, what I want you to focus on is bending down like you would in a squat. Just sitting there and bend down with your knees. Make sure that you're in a pretty good squat. You can stand on it like I'm on the balls of my toes or the balls of my feet, and then just raising up and making sure you keep a neutral spine. So when you're down, you've got that neutral spine as you come up. I tend to lift on the balls of my feet more than anything. I try to plant more, which is something that I have to work on focusing. Don't mind the noises, that's just my son breaking a balloon. So, basically, what the whole idea with this is, the imagery, is how we focus during the call and make sure that we're protecting ourselves along with the patient is what we're doing. So I'm going to step off camera a little bit and basically have you guys go through this. And a couple of times I just want you guys to basically squat down and then stand back up. So that way you kind of get used to that motion. So, okay, go ahead.
You want us to pick them up?
No, just go ahead and stand back up. So, all right, go ahead and try it again. Okay, now on this next one, what we'll do is we'll just squat down and we'll pick them up. Okay? So basically, like we were talking before, with when squatting down, Gary here is it's a team effort, so Gary is going to be calling out on the head with when to lift. This is something that you have to make sure of with being in EMS, as you always work with a partner, and just making sure that you're telling your partner what you're doing, because you don't want to hurt your partner, the patient, nor yourself. So go ahead and you guys squat down. And then Gary, whenever you're ready. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, and that's perfect. That showed you had a good neutral spine. You had a good neutral spine. The only thing, Gary, when you kind of came up, you did kind of come up a little bit like this. So you just want to make sure that you kind of are not bringing your back up, because you don't want to hyperextend your back in any way.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead again. Yeah, go ahead and set them down again. One of the things with being an EMS too is that you can get extremely exhausted quickly, and if you're not properly prepared, and sometimes you're not, because you're getting woken up at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning to deal with the patient. So, okay, go ahead and we'll try lifting this again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go. That was good. That was really good. Okay, now go ahead and slide them over towards the gurney. You always want to make sure you guys are working together as a team. Basically what that's doing is it's creating good, effective communication between the partners. Sometimes you'll have multiple partners. There'll be a third person in here who's holding on. Depends on the weight of the patient. That's one thing that you have to watch out for with different patients is, how much do they weigh, what their age is, all that kind of stuff. There's other factors such as the terrain. If you're out in the middle of the forest or something like that, you might have to lift them. Okay, go ahead and sit him on the gurney. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. So, and then that's how you just set them down, and you don't want to just slip them up and drop them down, because that's going to cause more pain to the patient. So what do you guys feel when you guys are thinking about a call? What are some of the things that you're looking for?
Size of the area the patient's in.
Okay.
Are they in a mobile home with a small bathroom and hallway?
Environment. You don't know if it's going to be on a roadside building. Could be out in the sticks for all we know.
And what the patient's condition is on scene. If we have a patient who we're doing CPR on in the back of a mobile home or down a hallway.
I'm listening. I just got to...
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy extrication out of that house. So just making sure everybody, we have enough personnel
Yeah.
on scene if we don't, to stay in place, get more on the scene before we move them.
So where do you think like imagery such as this would be helpful? Like what are some of the things that when you're, and I know that you're dealing as an advanced EMT and you're doing the same thing, what are some of the things that when you go to visualize on a call, like are some of the different techniques that you might do that you think imagery might help you with?
Well, IVs.
Yeah.
You know, with their arm strapped like that, I'm not going to get a good vein to do an IV. So, do they have to stay strapped in like that? Are they preventative? Do I need to strap them in temporarily like this, and then in the back of the ambulance, unstrap them so I can get my IV started? Same with an IO. I'm not going to get an IO with this patient if they're strapped in like this. So.
And an IO, for those that don't know, is an interosseous way of delivery of medication. Gary, what are some of, you said environment, what are some of the different things in an environment that you can think of with imagery? I mean, what are some of the different, I mean, you did mention, you know, the side of a road. What are some of the factors that might be dealing with there?
I'd say stabilization.
Okay.
We're going to have more than one rescuer on the backboard itself to help stabilize, and we're going to have to make sure everybody's got sure footing because most roadways have embankments off the side of them, so we want to be as stable as possible. Because if one of us goes down, we're all going to go down.
Oh yeah, definitely. What about like say weather? Like today, today it was warmer, but now it's starting to get colder. So you want to make sure that you're prepared for
snow, rain, whatever nature's going to throw at us.
Okay.
So slippery embankments, puddles.
Yeah.
Snow.
How about noise? Because I know that dealing with anything in fire and EMS and any public safety is going to have a lot of noise.
Communication.
Yeah.
Big communication. I'm going to have to be able to listen to my partner or vice versa on our instructions, like our count he just did.
Yeah.
We want to be able to hear, ready, 1, 2, 3, and then lift the patient. Or, somebody sees something that I don't see. Say Amy doesn't see a strap or a rock I don't see. She's going to call it out there. So then I know prior to getting to it to watch my footing.
Okay, and what about, what are some of the emotions that you guys might go through in a call? I mean, I know we've talked about this before, but, I mean, is adrenaline amping up? Are you dealing with a lot of just fear, or are you kind of like focused solely on the patient? What do you want to focus on?
I think the adrenaline helps me anyway to focus. I hear a good call, an MVA or CPR in progress or whatever it may be, and my adrenaline ramps up, and I immediately start thinking of all of my scenarios that could possibly, and what I'm going to do, and how I'm going to handle them. So for me, the adrenaline helps to focus me. Is there fear? Of course there is fear.
And I know one thing that's stressed, and we all know this, is your own personal safety. That nothing we do is done without our own personal safety. So what are some of the factors that you can think of with safety? I mean, let's take a roadside, for instance, MVA on a roadside. What are some of the factors, safety factors that we have to deal with there besides?
People who aren't paying attention, who aren't looking at what's in front of them. We have reflective vests, which I took mine off because it was getting too hot. But
well, you want to grab that really quick, just so we can show?
To go off what Amy was saying, rubberneckers are one of the main causes. They're too busy watching the pretty lights and everything else, and usually for that we have apparatus staged in certain areas due to if somebody were to not pay attention, they'd hit one of the rigs instead of running into us.
Yep. And this is the vest that Amy was talking about. It's supposed to be high visibility.
Which all of the EMS side has one of these vests. Our firefighters, they have the turnout gear, which on any MVA they're going to wear, which have the reflective striping on it. We don't necessarily have that. We have a jumpsuit. Some of us have a jumpsuit that has a little bit of reflective stuff. But for the most part, we don't. So we got these really awesome, cool vests
Yeah,
With a lot of pockets.
with a lot of pockets.
With a lot of pockets.
Stuff to fall out everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So. Okay, and then as you can see on the back of one of the fire trucks here, it has, this is something that's new, where they have the reflective on the back, and this is also supposed to help with making sure that our staff isn't getting hit. So, other than that, is there anything else you guys can think of, emotion-wise, imagery-wise, that we can focus on?
I mean, say stress.
Stress?
Waking up at 2:30 o'clock in the morning. You're not really thinking too much at that point, but you hear that initial thing. Like Amy said, your adrenaline's automatically going to kick in because you're trying to figure out, you know, okay, a patient fell down, they got a head wound. Well, what we're playing in our minds is, how bad's the head wound? Did they hurt their neck? Did they hurt anything else on the way down?
Anticipation of the worst case scenario, I think, is what we all go
Yeah.
for. You know.
Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So, okay, well, I think that's about it. Thank you guys for demonstrating and giving me some more insight on this.
Of course.